As promised, in studio, we have with us the debonair, the always well-dressed, the always astute Brian Johnson of Valley Mortgage. So good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Eric. Thanks for having me today.
You bet. We were just talking off air about your golf game. And this summer, you and I have had the opportunity to play in a couple of golf scrambles together. Brian, for the listening audience out there, how would you describe my golf game?
It's terrific, Eric. You're wonderful at it. You've gotten a lot better from last year, let me tell you that.
Yes, I've gotten better from last year. I know I am not terrific, but you, my friend, are a fabulous golfer. And mulligans aside, you are, when you're not topping the ball, you are really rocking and rolling out there. So it's fun to play golf with you.
Thank you. Yes, you too.
Yeah, somebody has to buy the drinks, right? That's why I'm along. And Brian, besides golfing with me, what do you do professionally for the listening audience who's just tuning in?
I'm a mortgage banker here in Fargo. So we specialize in all types of mortgage loans, and we do FHA, VA, conventional, USDA loans also. So we work with first-time home buyers, buying second homes, investment properties. We kind of run the gamut.
Refinancing too?
We do. There's a lot less of that going on right now. Most people have already taken advantage of lower interest rates, but we do help people with that also.
So for those who are unfamiliar with how real estate works, you can buy a house one of two ways. One is you can pay cash, and I don't know of many people who have that kind of cash sitting around, but maybe they can take it from portfolios and other things, and they can buy cash. Do they ever have to talk to you if they're paying cash?
Absolutely. Some people will actually pay cash if they're not going to sell their home first, and then we can actually do a loan within 6 months after that, so they can replenish if they're taking it from a portfolio or something like that.
So even if somebody is paying cash, they can still and maybe should leverage a loan.
Correct. Right. It's a good tax write-off to have a loan out there. It's good debt. So.
Wow. Now, I think that the Dave Ramsey folks of the world would disagree, and they would say that no debt is good debt. How would you refute that, Brian?
You know, in today's world, Dave Ramsey is a good coach, but some of his policies I would disagree with in this fact that you actually do have to have credit in order to be able to buy a home and to live in this world. So I would say it's a good idea to have some open credit card debt or at least open credit lines.
Yeah, so that's a little more accurate.
So that you can actually qualify and get a better interest rate when you are getting a mortgage.
Now, and I'm a Dave Ramsey fan. Those of you who aren't familiar with Dave Ramsey, he is basically a personal finance coach, talks about paying off your debt and living debt-free. And the foundation pieces of it are brilliant. Somehow, somewhere, some way, we've got into this backwards type of philosophy that we should be spending money that we don't have. And we should be taking loans out. And the basis of his philosophy is if you don't have it, you can't get it.
Right.
But Dave Ramsey will tell you, don't have credit cards, keep all debt out of your life. In the real world, which is where I try to live most of the time, credit card debt is important, isn't it? I mean, not debt, but having credit cards and open credit lines are important.
It is, definitely. If you have at least 3 trade lines open for at least 12 months with good, clean credit payments, you're going to have a better credit score. You're going to get a better interest rate on your mortgage and other loans, too.
And truth be told, as Dave Ramsey will tell people, don't have any credit cards, but he himself purchases most everything on credit cards and then just pays it off every month and takes advantage of miles and points and that sort of thing. So it's one of those do as I say, not as I do type of things. But for those people out there who are either going to pay cash for the house or the other way they can purchase a house is, of course, they can finance. They can come and do FHA, VA, conventional. Each one of those carry some different weight. What's the best, Brian? If somebody's going to jump on board and purchase a home, what's the strongest mortgage they can have?
You know, there's a lot of good loans out there for each person. So everybody's unique. We have a lot of different programs for each person's situation. So VA loans are excellent. USDA loans are great also if you're buying outside of the metro area. Ideally, if people put 20% down, you can do a conventional loan with no mortgage insurance. But we do have options where you can get away from paying monthly mortgage insurance with a conventional loan with as much as 5% down.
Now, let's talk about mortgage insurance for a minute, Brian, because I think it's one of those things that people have heard about and they are scared to death of. In layman's terms, what is mortgage insurance?
Mortgage insurance protects the lender so that in case people go into default and go into foreclosure, that's what helps take care of some of that cost. It's beneficial for the whole market and for everyone because it does keep interest rates lower. If we didn't have mortgage insurance, interest rates would be a lot higher.
Okay. So if I understand mortgage insurance properly, there was some bumbling mortgage lenders back in the mid to later 2000s who gave out loans to anybody with a pulse.
There was some of that going on, yes. Not around here, but nationally, yes.
Yeah, and because of that, the implications are now we have to insure the mortgage lenders so that they don't go belly up on some of these situations.
Well, mortgage insurance has been around a lot longer than that, though.
Oh, okay.
So it's always been a requirement when you put less than 20% down.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that, actually, and I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
You just learned me something.
All right. It's a good day.
I got educated right here. That's perfect. Brian, right now, and you had predicted it, interestingly enough, but you had said you expect as fall approaches, interest rates to drop down a little bit.
Typically, for the last about 10 years in the fall, interest rates have dropped a little bit. And then we might see a little bit of an increase later this year.
Okay, because here's what I saw interest rates, and this changes day by day, so don't hold us to any of these. But through the summer, interest rates held around 3.9 to 4.0 on a 30-year conventional loan.
Yep, that's accurate.
And I saw, I think it was on Friday or on Monday of this last week, interest rates were down to 3.75.
Correct. Yep. They've dropped a little bit.
Are you some sort of fortune teller, Brian Johnson?
No, not at all. You can deal with trends and kind of see that typically in the market, that's just kind of how the troughs and valleys go. And typically in the fall, things have dropped down a little bit.
So things are going to go up. We're maybe seeing the downswing right now and things are going to go up.
Yeah, I think we're nearing a bottom again, and I think we'll probably see some increases, usually about 1/4 to maybe 3/8% before the end of the year.
So people need to jump right now, Brian. How can they contact you to take advantage and maybe get themselves a new fancy mortgage?
Sure. Visit us online at valleymortgageinc.com or call my office, 701-461-8450.
Brian Johnson, always a superstar in studio, and thanks for sponsoring our show today. While we head to break, I want you to go to livefargomoorhead.com, check out some of the houses on today's market, and see if there's something you need a mortgage for. This is Real Estate Radio with Erik Hatch.